What the heck is going on with Call of Duty? I've been avoiding this topic quite a bit, obviously, recently. I feel like it just is such a boring, repetitive topic that I just don't. I just like to make a video about it and then kind of move on. I don't really talk about it too much on stream, but I did a video literally 3 weeks ago on this. If you want to know like some of my more detailed thoughts on it, whatever. But of course, we do have some new information because we just got season 2 came out yesterday. And actually, chat, how has it been going? Have you guys been playing this? How have you guys experienced this so far? I watch this back as a video afterwards. Feel free to comment. I go back through those ones as well once the stream is over. It's trash, super trash. COD fell off after Black Ops 2. Well, it's had more resurgence since Black Ops 2. I will say, it hasn't been dead for that long. I mean, for some people, it probably has. Probably for you, you might have more in life going on though. To be fair as well, Warzone was pretty freaking massive. Nobody even cares. Spark got shadow banned. I saw a couple posts from people saying they got shadow banned already in the new season as well. Haven't even played for over a month. Been loving the Delta content. So I stopped playing it in December 1st. Pretty much December 1st. So it's actually been 2 months for me since I've played the game. And we did go back and play the Zombies new map when that came out for the season reload last season. I think it was. Or maybe it was before. But honestly, that was cool. I kind of like that. I did watch 2 minutes of gameplay of the new map. Apparently, they came out with another new map. I feel like that's that's still the most popular thing for it. But okay, most of you guys haven't even gone back and played it yet. Then that's fine. This is not the main point of it. So here's some of the people that have been playing it. Right. I popped up Twitter because here was the thing. For this season, I was like, I just want to wait and see what happens. I want to see what other people say about it. There's no point in me going in and playing this when it's freaking right at the beginning of the season. I haven't been playing the game anyways. I've been having too much fun playing other stuff. What's the point right now, right? And Breadman, super big streamer on this game, also an M&K player. I like to follow a lot of the M&K guys. I have my own theories as well, mainly that I don't think Verdansk is even going to be the saving point for it. I think it's going to be like of what their target to fix the game is. I feel like after seeing what's happening here and everything that's been happening, I think the target saving point is going to be when the new game comes out at the end of this year. I don't think the mid-year is going to matter for them. I don't think they necessarily care or they're pushing for that. But I have no idea. Okay, anyways, Urzikstan, he's saying Urzikstan is the problem with Warzone right now. And partially, this is true, and I could agree with it because it's the same map. We're still doing the same thing. We got reversions from the map changes, yada, 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 with what came out this year. Every year, it's usually a new map. We got Actually, the first couple years was just big reworks to, like, Verdansk, right? We got 1984 or whatever. We went back in time on it, and that was all right. But it was still new content on Verdansk, at least, right? And they gave a ton of new events and map changes that would happen. Urzikstan hasn't changed. In fact, even graphically, Urzikstan has gone back. So on that front, I could agree. And on the front that just, to me, I don't care about new weapons being added to the game. There's like 80 of them, and there's still only a couple that are really like the main ones you use anyways. Who cares if you add another gun? It's the same gun. You added the PPSH 3 times already. I don't care about getting that one back again. Just make more maps. I think that is the core of the issue for me, at least. And this is the same thing for almost all of these games. And I don't know what the major hurdle for these things are. But, like, why don't we already still just have Verdansk and then have 3 other new maps right now to play? Why don't we have a ton of new maps and content to play? It's the same thing that I felt for, like, Battlefield back in the day. I just want more maps to come out. Like, Battlefield 1, 2042, didn't even have a campaign with it. 7 maps, whatever. Like, on top of everything not working. More content is just very important. I don't think it even needs to be the best map in the world. Like, when they re-release Verdansk, I don't think that's going to be the thing that saved, oh, this is the perfect map design. I don't think it's even the map design. I would rather just have more maps. That's why I was happy when Caldera, all these new maps that have come out, even for the resurgence, that's where they mostly do the new maps. They just don't do the big stuff anymore. They don't do 150 players. They don't do, a map won't save COD. No, it won't. The map's real bad. No changes and updates is boring. But see, it's not the map that itself that's the problem. It's the content that's coming for it. Like, even a lot of people dislike Caldera with its giant peak in the middle of the map. It's like, that's not the biggest deal in the world, especially if you have more maps to play. Al Mazrah, maybe that was a little bit better with how it was skewed. It still had like a big hill main point in the middle that you could fly off into pretty much every direction. You know, it wasn't water on the edges of the map, so maybe the overall map felt bigger because of that too, outside of the south side with the island, etc. The map is fine. The cheaters are the main issue. We're getting to that. Okay, we're getting to that. But anyways, he says Verdansk can't come in. The worst map to date. All these other issues compounding, it makes it even worse. Verdansk can't come any sooner. I feel like that will help. Like, I will go back and play it. I'll go see what it's like. I'm sure a lot of people will when that happens. But to everything else I said, I think that's the bigger problem. Now, this was another post that I saw popping off on X. That's very concerning. Okay, it says not only did it only... Now, I don't know the legitimacy of this per se, but I also, you know, this guy, I believe, we've watched one of his videos in the past. I'm pretty sure he covers a lot of this cheating stuff as a whole. Or you know, there's a whole cheating community in COD and the whole thing. I don't really follow all of it and know how it all works. But he said, not only did it only take Call of Duty cheat providers an hour to bypass the latest update. Can that even be true? Can they bypass the cheats that easily? That's what, like, I feel like there's no way that can be true. Maybe this was a screenshot from before the update. You know what I mean? But they added some new features as well that were exclusive to Warzone Agent, which I'm guessing is just another cheat thing. But look, you can they're looking at the whole lobby, all the stats for the lobby. How much did you pay? Someone else with cheats sent me the screenshot. So that, I mean, you don't know the validity of it.
Delta doesn't have a ton of maps, yet it's amazing.
Yeah, but it already has 4 maps for operations, and it already has more maps for warfare as well. It's 2 different... Dude, when Battlefield... Just a quick tangent off of this, okay? When Battlefield came out with its hazard zone, not only was there only 1 item to loot for the extraction mode, I think there was only 1 map. Maybe there was 2 or... Maybe it was 2 or 3, but it was reuses of the other big maps, of which there was a total of 7. I'm pretty sure there's already 7 maps that are big maps that are not reuses of the same map that are completely differently designed from the operations map. Like, I don't get, and I haven't had any bugs. I haven't had any lag. Actually, there's been 2 bugs that I had that haven't been bad. I only ran into one once for a quest, which was fine. But it's crazy that stuff can work. And then you look at Marvel Rivals, they got 20 million players, and the servers are fine. So that's not the issue either. Ridiculous how easy it is to bypass. I think COD needs to hire some more Riot Vanguard people. So yeah, anyways, that's not great to see. But I think part of the reason is this game is so big. I think this is one of the things, like, yes, there's cheaters in Delta too. There's cheaters in every single multiplayer game, right? But I think this game being as big as it is actually makes it worse, because then there's more incentive to create those cheats and sell them because there's a bigger market for it. It's sad that that's not a bigger investment that they're making on their side, I guess. Huskers also did a post here. This one went much bigger. Of course, Huskers has a bigger audience in general. Also, get an MK player. 3,600 likes on it. That's all the players that are even still playing the game. Just go back to Modern Warfare 19 engine and build from that, man. Of course, that being the original Warzone, Modern Warfare, the reintroduction of the Modern Warfare series. That came out back in 2019. Now they've added, obviously, with like everything that they've added to the game. Now they've got all the motion with Black Ops 6 Omni movement that a lot of people still hate. A lot of people really enjoy, especially on the multiplayer side, whatever. But he said it's not it. And it looks like it never will be. I don't know if he's specifically talking about the movement as a whole, though. I think he's just talking about how the game is built. Yeah, the engine itself, which has a lot of things with, like, you know, that goes back to like the floating loot, a lot of the mechanics, the way the pretty much everything works, man. They've continued to build off of it, but I think the crux of the problem is that none of it works. And this is what I saw from like I went through. There was literally so many posts that I saw bugs that are still in the game. This was one from Burger, another COD creator. I've met him a couple times. Been happening since launch. That I just saw his tweet, right? But he said been happening since launch. Currently in resurgence. Kills are not tracking properly. That seems pretty fundamental to the game. But and there was already a bunch of comments that I saw from people because JGod also put out a post basically asking like, "Yo, I've been playing zombies, missed a lot of the Warzone stuff. What's still broken or didn't get fixed that was supposed to?" I know a lot of you guys haven't even been playing at this point. I feel like a lot of the people that look at any of this stuff too, they don't even play the game, so they're just kind of like, that's me. Now I'm not playing the game and I'm the observer on the outside that just every once in a while is checking in. Like, I totally get where so many of you guys are coming from more now, right? Where it's like, and this is where I've tried to produce content in the past, even when I was playing COD, which was just trying to update and be like, all right, well, what's for the people who aren't playing the game, what the hell's going on with the game? And so that's what I'm trying to, now I'm trying to catch up and figure out what the hell's going on with the game. What's still broken or didn't get fixed, what was supposed to. And I think for the most part, you guys, I mean, maybe you guys might even know better than me, but I don't think Black Ops 6 itself has a lot of problems. Outside of, I mean, there's cheaters, okay, there's still problems, but comparatively to Warzone, that's where I experienced just so many problems. It was like, what is going on? Here's another bug. 5 attachment guns still cost $6,000 if you use a blueprint. However, previously killed. Did they ever fix the problem where the blueprints don't work? Like, if you try and use a blueprint that you bought, you can't change the attachments on it, or you can get extra attachments. All of that, like, you could abuse that and get 10 attachment guns and stuff. I was like, I don't want to do this. I would rather not, especially if I have an alternative. If I don't have an alternative, I'm going to play games. I'm going to game on it, right? But I'll find something to play. Shadow bans, of course. See if anything else has a lot of likes on here. So yeah, anyways, it didn't look like... I was waiting to see some good posts like, yo, they fixed it. Everything's working. Woohoo! And then maybe we go back and check it out. But that's why I'm not necessarily going back and checking it out right now. All right, does that make sense? I was watching Glory before he came on, asked him how the new season is. He said there's still very minimal changes and still some of the same issues. And that was something else that I saw echoed from other posts was what did they fix? And this is what my point is for all of these updates, and I've been saying this for so long because I've read all the patch notes for this game for literally years, is that they always just say stuff like, we improved audio, we fixed bugs, but then nothing happens. So you kind of have to wait. And you know, I see this from other areas of the industry too. And then it's just different ways that they hype things up. Like even with Battlefield recently, I saw this, one of the devs went into somebody else's chat who was like super jaded from Battlefield. Like I know a lot of people are, right? And, you know, they find, but rather than it being a trailer of hope, it's a communication or they find different ways to say the hope without delivering the reality of the hope. And that's why, like, even with this game, dude, with Delta, like, I kept my expectations really low for this game, and it's just been that's what I try and do in general. I keep my expectations low, and then I like to be impressed.
I played yesterday and got 35 kills, but it only registered 27 of 35.
There you go. That's the bug that Burger was talking about then. There you go. See, so I don't know, man. And to be fair, I think the game is still a good game. Like the fundamental battle royale, the contracts that they have in the game, the weapon variation, the stuff that they have on paper, if it all worked, I honestly think it would be a really, really good game. And I think it is. Like I've played the game a lot. I do really like the game. It's just all the other stuff makes it so it's just not the reality of what we live in, you know? And that's what I try and at least look at when I can, I guess. Isaac, thank you for the 5. Gaber, thank you for the 2. Anyways, I think that pretty much, maybe that covers it all. But there was also this video from JGod that this is only an 8-minute video. It's Warzone. It might actually be over. And if you guys don't know JGod, he's not necessarily like the pro player. He covers a lot of the pro stuff. He's more of like a general like voice of the community. I feel like he's a pretty casual. He plays for a ridiculous amount of time, I will say, but he like plays all of the content. You know what I mean? Like I think he's definitely a very, very respected voice, I could say, in the community. So let's see what he has to say about it. And obviously he hasn't been doing a lot of coverage of the game. He plays a lot of other games too, whatever.
Teamwork make a dream work.
But let's see what he has to say.
12 hours today, primarily most of my time
let's take a look
on the zombies Easter egg, which I think is overtuned, but we're going to go through how bad of an update this was. Obviously there was a lot of promises in a blog. And the whole thing was about transparency and trust. And then we got some patch notes yesterday.
What is this music,
said,
by the
hey,
way?
we're going to deliver on these things. Here's 61 bugs that are supposed to be fixed. But that didn't end up being the case. If you guys played the game today, you know that about 90% of the problems are either still there or there's new problems that exist.
And if I'm not mistaken, they said that they're delaying their content for the game to just fix the bugs right now, right?
They already ran out of time. I think this was one of those stepping stones. Could they come out next week and make a perfect update? Cool, I hope they do, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think whatever they were planning to do, they didn't do, and that's just, there's no way you can have trust for that. It was already gone, it was diminished, it was paper
It's the
thin.
zombies music
The
he's
straw that
playing.
broke the camel's back. Anyone
That's
who
why
had
it
hopes
sounds
for the
so
game,
like
those
creepy.
are basically gone. I'm normally an optimistic
Vibe of the
person.
game.
I've been a little bit more pessimistic and kind of just letting it ride, and hopefully things will fix out. But this is pretty bad. I basically asked, I was doing the zombies today, missed a lot of Warzone stuff. Isn't working properly, and this is either when you equip it or
Buy
with
station
specialists.
locations didn't
and
work.
if you manage to equip it, you'll get like 3 random perks. Cheaters were in the first game, which obviously we know Ricochet is going to come out at a 2.5 and 3.
Yeah,
so
that's not
update wasn't-
coming. So that's what I've also heard is that the big anti-cheat update isn't coming until the next season as well. This is not the big anti-cheat update, but they also did say there was stuff fixing as well.
A lot of people are being shadowed, which that has
Freddy
happened.
Zero, thank you.
Again, that's part of the anti-cheat. XM4 is still the meta. I think some people are using the C9 and the Jackal, but it is unacceptable for us.
I will say it's kind of nice not having to be like, oh, what's the meta? This shifts and figure out the new gun and all the new builds and then like unlock the gun and like. I hate unlocking guns, dude. I've been saying this for literally years, man. Their unlock system is ass. It's not fun. Can't we have a fun system? You know what I've been enjoying is when I play Warfare, at least, if I max a gun out, it still gives me more tokens that I can then just use to unlock other guns. When I'm playing the game, I'm just getting tokens that I can use to unlock other guns and level them up. So I still can level it up, but it's like not just... I feel like the level up system is so annoying. I can't believe people still do camos on the game to get all those unlocked too. But
to go through an entire season.
I don't know.
A few different patches, expectations that this gun.
I did get diamond on a couple of guns, but it's only because I was so bored and waiting for Warzone to come out before that came out.
Is going to get nerfed. I called it yesterday when we did a few hours polls check talking about some of the changes that are happening and that the XM4 will still be hard meta. I think some of these
Appreciate
new
you
weapons,
guys.
people still got to fill them out, level, all that type of stuff.
The camo grind is
But
brutal, yeah.
regardless, it is inconceivable that the XM4 and the Jackal are still meta. I think C9 is still in there because Jackal's still being the meta.
That's it. Basically, if you don't follow it, those are literally the guns at the beginning of the game that were the best. So we've been, they haven't changed the meta, and they're always like, oh, we're gonna stay on top of keeping the meta fresh and making sure the most overpowered stuff doesn't stay the most overpowered. Except then it's the exact same thing as always. And this is what I've expected for ages. This is why I say all these things when I go through the notes as well. It's
proves
like
kind of that the
you can't listen to what
guns
you can't always listen to what they say. You gotta listen to what they do.
Aren't particularly good because more than likely what happens when you drop new guns in the battle pass, people will try them out and they'll farm reviews saying, hey, it's broken, it's overpowered.
Yeah,
that's usually if it's semi good, but
honestly, it doesn't even have to be good. It doesn't have to be good. When they release a new weapon, okay, if you guys haven't figured it out, it does it. When they release a new weapon, You unlock it, you get a couple kills on some bot players, and then you release a video saying it's broken and it's really good. And then you go to the live stream and see what the people are actually using. That's how you tell what is the actual good weapon. If somebody is dropping 40 kill games, like you might drop one crazy game with a gun and then boom, you got, but it might like that's what happens to me, right? Like I'll play for 3 hours, I'll get one good game, I upload the good game. Boom.
That's not really happening. I'm sure there's still those.
And there are also guns that are broken at launch that are super powerful that you have to go then purchase. Usually it's the ones that they put in the store immediately so you can go and purchase it. Or it's the battle pass ones so you can unlock them early and then get them. So sometimes they do that where the new gun is the best one. That does happen.
Videos out there, but this isn't that case. Also, one of the biggest features of Ranked was that if you played on a console, you could actually restrict crossplay. Apparently, if you do this, it's not working properly.
No, come on. This is the one thing that I've seen hyped up more than anything else. Right? Is this not it? You can set it to console only gameplay to avoid all the cheaters. This isn't Delta Force. Look, Delta Force is right here. It's right here. Okay, we're almost there.
And you can still
I'm sorry, let's
end
watch.
up in lobbies with PC players on Xbox Game Pass. So multiple domino issues here. So even a basic fundamental issue that they described in the patch as working,
I'm sure that'll be
doesn't
fixed.
work.
I'm sure that'll be fixed.
And
that'll
it's
save
kinda
from
like
cheaters
I'd have
probably.
to guess what
But I don't know.
actually changed. And that's not right. And there's still bugs like this. Here is an insane clip from Benny Central. He rolls up, he drives, and look at what happens when he gets. Look at it again. Look at it. Check it out. Check it out.
It's a feature.
There we go. Ah, nice. This is the game we play, guys. Jam Cow. This is a guy who is a no-kill wind grinder who makes plays in the gas.
Mate,
all that
dude,
type
Jam's
of stuff.
a legend.
Turns out munis still work in the gas. Popped several munis deep into the gas. So whatever algorithm they have,
you can hate them.
I'm not sure about the
but
buy
this
station.
dude's a
I didn't see
legend.
that part. Maybe they confused it with ammo caches. I don't know. Either way, that was literally in the patch notes. It's right there. Deployable boxes, utility boxes, such as munitions and armor boxes and others can no longer be placed in.
Because what Jam does is in Resurgence in Zone 4, that's when fire sale occurs. So you can go to the buy station, essentially spend not too much money, and leave munitions boxes on the ground and set up a couple stashes. So once the zone gets to the end of the game and it's less than 2 minutes left in the game, you can essentially run in the gas using stims to keep yourself alive and make it to that buy station where you bought all the munitions boxes and left them on the ground. And then just continually throw the munitions boxes on the ground to keep getting more stims, and you can infinitely stim and not die. That's how I got essentially a 9-game win streak with Jam Cow. That's how he got a 0-kill win, 0-kill nuke on Rebirth Nuke, which many of you guys know is very difficult
Teamwork
to
make
do.
a dream work.
Yeah. So they tried to fix it, but they didn't, basically.
In the gas. But here we are. Here's a few others. I saw Hector tweet out, or at least he showed on his stream. Zip lines are slower after the patch. He's going to get an example. We already talked about Mountaineer. The rejoin feature, not working. Self-revive UI bug still is a problem. Your teammates still can't
This is what I'm
see
saying, guys.
You have a self, which
This
is kind of
game's not
going
gonna
to
be
be bottom
fixed.
left of your screen. It won't pop up
Until the new
doesn't
game.
actually count at the end of the game.
At least.
SR isn't tracking in ranked. That is a huge problem. And if you are Master Prestige, you are still reminded at the end of the match that, hey, by the way, you're Master Prestige. 5 attachment gun still costs.
I've been sitting at level 55. I'm 2 games away from hitting Master Prestige. I've been there for 2 months. I still have not hit it. I just haven't played the game. I'm right there to the biggest achievement, and I still haven't done it. Your perk is Bugstone? Oh, my perk is they nerfed the hell out of my perk. Mountaineer perk is chalked. And then yeah, apparently that's broken. I don't know if they ever fixed Quick Fix, but that didn't work for at least a month before I quit there. That thank you for the sub cheat
6,000
as well. Thank you.
If you use the blueprint. Whoever previously killed, this is
we saw that one earlier.
right when it came out. Join failed because we already talked about, and then it's super overtuned. If you try to do the Easter egg in quads, odds are you will not complete it. For the most part, you're just not going to do it.
The
You're
zombies
definitely
one?
not going to do it with randoms. It's so bad that I'm pretty sure Mr. Raffle Waffles, which is one of the most notable zombies YouTubers, is having to use other people's gameplay because he just didn't manage to complete it, which is a problem.
I almost spit my
especially when
water
we're
out.
talking about trying to have people complete it. So it's not
He's
just
the
Warzone,
legend, dude.
Even though
He's the
Warzone
zombie
has
legend.
the biggest issues, it's every facet of the game. The new perks that they were added and all those things, those are coming in a week for an event. Maybe those weren't done, but usually
Teamwork
the
make a dream
event
work.
could probably start it on Wednesday and you'd only wait a couple days. So overall, it is terrible. For zombies, I'd wait for a hot fix. Hopefully they could patch that to make it at least obtainable by the above,
It's Delta
slightly
today.
above
We're
average
beyond
people.
Delta. We're just covering
But
news.
overall, it's bad. Like the thumbnail says in the
What's the new game going to do? It's been the same response for the last 4 years. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily going to fix everything, but I think that's going to be the next time they do a good update. That's what I'm saying. So, like when Black Ops 6 came out, that was a good update for the main game. I don't think Warzone is going to be back to ever being like, this is the best battle royale. Not until at least when Battlefield comes out and if they start taking more player base from them. The only thing that's really going to cause anything is competition. And I think they've been feeling more competition. They started to feel it with X Defiant, and then boom, look at what happened with Black Ops 6. They actually released a game that was done, worked good, nice on launch. Then they drop rank, tons of problems. They drop into Warzone, tons of problems. All the stuff starts unfolding once it's the season. But at least the first update that they did for the paid game, because they need to have a good launch for the game so people will buy the game. If they don't need to buy the game, they never need to have it good. And if they never have competition and they keep making all the money, and they made so much money off of Black Ops 6 that that's my point. That's gonna be their next focus. Like, what would it do for them if Verdansk was good? People will play it for a little while, and then they're probably gonna stop playing it. Because like they have to have everything good. They can't have all of these problems when that comes out. People will play it, see the map, and then they're gonna leave immediately. There's gonna be no retention. So and it's also free, so they can come and go without any real cost. Fortnite it is then today. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Fortnite's free and it's got way more stuff going on for it. It's just I think a lot of people don't like the aesthetic of that game. They want a more mature game to play. Call of Duty is losing even that audience as well, though, with a lot of the direction that they're taking the game anyway. So, it is what it is. But that's why I think we're seeing so many people starting to play Delta, even Marvel Rivals, which I think they're taking market share from absolutely everything. But people that would never typically play that game or probably would have played that game, it's their main game now. I think I heard that from Nade Shot even. Like, he's maining that game. Everybody's seeming switching over to this game.
Update says 50 days left, which is the end of March, and that's probably when Verdansk is supposed to be dropping. 50.
Dude, there's just no way they fix all of this stuff and then drop a new map and it works. I just don't see it. That's the thing. That's from past experience with all, and maybe I'm too jaded from all of it. Marvel Rivals is goofy. Dude, I think if you're outside of that community, you're not going to be into it. But if you're in it a little bit, and there's so many people that are in it, like, it's got a huge market. It's got a huge market. TJ, also, thank you for the sub,
50
man.
days does not feel like long enough. We already had like 80-day season, and most of, if not almost all.
We're watching the downfall of Warzone. The thing is, for a lot of people, it's already fallen years ago. And I've seen these posts for years, literally, because I've been posting on the game, right? So I see these posts all the time. Even when Warzone 2 came out, if you guys remember that one, I think that was, I mean, it was absurd how many people were like, how are you still playing this game? And if I had another game to play or something to do, I probably would have switched. But, man, it was good, though. Like, I could still adjust and figure out how to do it. I did adjust.
All of the bugs that are high priority are either still in the game or whatever got fixed, it's split into two. So, not recommending anyone play unless you just really love the game.
Yeah, so there you go. I think that's good enough. That's solid update.
You ever played Permud in COD 4 back in the day? I miss the run and
No.
shoot style gameplay.
You know,
WZ has a bunch of nonsense that make the experience repetitive.
there's certain players, it even goes back to what I was saying with Warzone 2, is like there's certain players that only play a certain style of what they're going to enjoy. Like there's the Black Ops players, the Modern Warfare players, there's the people that switched away, like when Advanced Warfare came out with jumping and wall running, and like Black Ops 4, and then like the jetpacks, Advanced Warfare, whatever. But they have such a massive audience. It kind of goes back to what I was saying in this video, is like there's still massive audience for it. I don't think it's going anywhere, but there's going to be a lot of people that switch for other competition. Like Halo's still around. Battlefield's still around. Let's see a Battlefield 2042 video. Decent views, 50K views. Yeah, Squid, I know he's been playing a lot of the game. This is still very solid. For 2042, you know? And I mean, I kind of just look at YouTube for some of the numbers on things. But compared to what it was, and this is the thing that I think happens a lot on the internet as a whole, is like stuff just gets so big that people think it's going to stay there forever. And then once it goes downwards, you know, it's dead. But it's dead to a lot of people, and that does make sense. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Anyways, I've been playing 2042 again, and they've been making updates. Like, they're still bringing the game around a little bit. It's just very slow, and it's not going to be enough to keep the super millions, the mainstream. Maybe that's what it is, the mainstream of gaming. Because back in the day, the mainstream of gaming, dude, was freaking Battlefield, Call of Duty. Halo 2, Halo before that, I would say. But then it turned into, are you playing COD or are you playing Battlefield? Because I was playing COD. Occasionally I'd play some Battlefield. But then, dude, I started playing Battlefield and everybody got mad at me, man. People were pissed. How could you play this game? You know, because Call of Duty's the better game. And then I got into Battlefield and people were so mad that I was playing Battlefield. And then I got bigger in Battlefield. And then I started playing Call of Duty and people were like, what? How could you play Call of Duty? This game's trash. The realism of Battlefield, the projectile system. Brother, the ballistic system you shoot, you got to do a lead and drop. And I'm on board with it. You got the vehicles, you got the scale, bro. It's like that was like the battle, bro. Now nobody cares about either of them. They're playing Fortnite. We're in a different world. We're in a different time now. Anyways, hopefully, good little update on some of the news. We'll get into some gaming now, okay? Are we happy? That was good though, right? That was good to cover it a bit.